Hello, good evening. It's News 360 coming to you live from the News Hub here at Adesawe Kanda. I am Portia Gabo.
And I am Martin Asiedu Date. Here are the headlines for this evening.
News 360 Headlines is brought to you by
Flamingo Paint
and Napa Foods. Heaven Black Insecticide Spray and Coil.
Ghana's gloomy economy attributed to leadership crises and projected to recover after 30 years.
To me, what is happening now is a question of leadership.
At some point, I just ask myself, so who are the leaders? Who is leading us?
Also tonight, Office of Special Prosecutor freezes assets and bank accounts of former Sanitation and Water Resources Minister Cecilia Dapaah.
And in a story that could have implications for Ghana, the World Bank has halted new loans to Uganda due to its new anti-gay law that contradicts its values.
Business News renowned economist Kwame Pianim sounds alarm, saying Ghana is bankrupt and smeared in deep crisis.
On the international front, former Niger rebel leader launches anti-coup movement as impasse continues.
Details of these stories and many more coming up shortly. Do stay with us.
We're starting from issues regarding Special Prosecutor and Madam Cecilia Dapaah. So the latest in the twist of events is that the Special Prosecutor has filed processes in court to extend the ongoing freeze of assets and accounts of former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapaah. The development forms part of investigations into the missing stash of cash stolen by house helps of the former minister. Eric Mauna Egbeta has the details.
The troubles of former Sanitation Minister Cecilia Dapaah appear far from abating after court documents cited by TV3 News pointed to the Office of the Special Prosecutor seeking to have the country's court affirm a freeze of her assets and bank account in relation to ongoing investigations into a missing stash of cash from her home. The former minister has been in the eye of the storm after reporting her house helps for allegedly stealing some $1 million, 300,000 euros, and additional sums of money in Ghana cedis. That has courted wide public disaffection, with many, amongst others, demanding investigation from the Office of the Special Prosecutor. Well, that investigation has started, which resulted in searches in the home of the former minister, which resulted in substantial amounts as well found again, which has resulted in the freeze of her accounts and assets, which we're now learning of from the court's document. Per Section 39 of the Office of the Special Prosecutors Act, when that case, which is expected to be heard next week, is called, the expectation will be that the former Sanitation Minister, Cecilia Dapaah, would be served, and she will be expected to make an appearance where she can defend herself as to why her account and assets should no longer be frozen while investigation by the Office of the Special Prosecutor continues. Per Section 40 of the Office of the Special Prosecutor's Law, there is reasonable living expenses provisions made where, should the court grant the Office of the Special Prosecutor the mandate or authority to have the accounts still frozen, portions or amounts of monies can be made available to her to continue to make payments where necessary and continue to live. On matters of duration as to how long the freeze of her assets can be, what we understand per the law is that the court can grant that the accounts be frozen for up to 12 months or later, or on a date scheduled by the court. What is important to know as well is that this case, which is being investigated by the Office of the Special Prosecutor, is completely different from what is being prosecuted by the Attorney General, which has to do with the now confirmed 8 persons were expected to stand trial for the missing stash of cash found in the home of the former minister, which has brought about all of this.
All right, so let's speak to private legal practitioner Martin Kpebu on this particular development, what it even means for the investigation which is currently ongoing. Counsel, good evening. Thank you for your time.
Yeah, sure.
Mr. Kpebu, to start with, how significant is this in the scheme of things where the account of Madam Cecilia Dapaah has been frozen?
Yeah, it's a huge milestone. A huge milestone because, you know, when you look at the OSP regulations, that's LI 2374, the OSP has a prima facie threshold. That's to say, if you report a case or if the OSP decides to go into a matter by itself, as the law allows the OSP to do, there's a preliminary investigation. And that preliminary investigation is to find out, is this case worth pursuing? Is there anything else? Do you see a crime? Is there any reasonable suspicion? So if the OSP doesn't find it, then the docket is closed, at least for now. So for the OSP to have gone ahead and crossed that hurdle and said, yes, there's something to be investigated. And then now, second major point, to have gone in and frozen the account, it tells you that there is a lot more to come. We haven't seen anything yet. Yes, that's why it tells you that we haven't seen anything yet. Because, you see, the OSP froze the account soon after the searches. Because you see, under the law, the OSP can administratively freeze. Yes, and that's under Section 38. Yes, the OSP can administratively freeze. That he himself will write to the bank, any of the banks that his information reveals Madam Dapaah has an account. So he writes straight to them, and then the law says that by within 14 days, as you referred to in the news, he has to go to court to confirm. So the thing is that if the OSP didn't get enough information or didn't see something very reasonable, the office would not have frozen the account. So as you speak now, the account is frozen, and they are going to court, as you referred to get a confirmation from the court for 12 months. Or and after 12 months, if the this and that under Section 41, 42, if they are not happy, if they need more time, then they can go for extension.
Okay. Yes. Okay, and still on this though, I mean, when the news broke that the OSP has frozen the account, we are all unsure of when exactly that action or decision was made by the OSP, but then there is already social commentary that it probably might be late in the day. It's about a month since we heard about these stories about Madam Cecilia Dapaah. Do you also think that it's a bit too late because maybe she may have moved the cash already?
No. Well, from what I see, you know, we can do deductive reasoning and inferences. We are allowed. In law, it's not everything that you can see in black and white. So our evidence act, the law that we use, based on certain facts you've heard, you can be allowed to make inferences. So you can do deductions, etc. The OSP wouldn't have frozen the account if there was nothing. Or let's say if what was in there was just normal sound. No. So those who are saying it's late, let me just say I disagree respectfully. You know, in these matters like this, when citizens, the naysayers nowadays, I have a lot of respect for them because they make our society balance. You know, I've been supporting OSP 120%, but you know, it's also good that some people are naysayers. It helps to bring a balance. Right. So let me just say that respectfully, I disagree. If there wasn't any huge sum of money in there, they wouldn't have spent state resources going to court, freezing it in the first place, and now going to court for confirmation so that the accounts remain frozen. The OSP said they had found something significant. Martin, let's repeat. They said they had found something significant. Please. And when you say significant, that's huge sum of money. It cannot be a few thousands. And you see, you rightly pointed out that when the case goes to court under Section 40, Madame Dapaah can make a case for reasonable living expenses. So what I understand it to mean is that if the money in the account is just money that in the year she should use that for reasonable living expenses, I don't see how the OSU will go and say they want to freeze that account. So remember, the watchword is that they said they found something significant. So that significant thing they found, that is what is being revealed step by step.
Okay. Mr. Kpebu, thank you so much for your time as always. Martin Kpebu is a private legal practitioner.
Let's now turn attention to issues of governance, and Ghana is suffering a major leadership crisis. That is the damning verdict of some of the country's most accomplished politicians and experts who joined 3 Business for the latest in a series of thought leadership lectures.
They have been there and done that, worked in major capacities in both the public and private sector, and they reckon Ghana is through a major leadership crisis. Renowned economist Kwame Pienim, pioneering cardiosurgeon Dr. Frimpong Boateng, and veteran politician Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo all agree the country's current economic challenges is undisputably a reflection of bad leadership.
To me, what is happening now is a question of leadership.
At some point, I just asked myself, so who are the leaders?
You ask who are the leaders?
Yes. Who is leading us? You have people who have not been voted for, they have no position anywhere, but they appear to be taking decisions and deciding for us and disrespecting us.
A leader is somebody who has a vision. You can't have too many people with vision. The leader has to have the vision. But more important, the leader has to have around him executing capacity. That the capacity to execute the vision. And not just talk. So when you take Ghana, I pose myself the question, where did we go wrong?
Ghana's economy is in dire straits at the moment, with growth slow and in general distress. Former Finance Minister Kwame Pienim says we are in critical times.
The crisis we are in now, we've never been there before. We are bankrupt as a nation. We are having it difficult to pay salaries. We are finding it difficult to pay government bonds. We are always focusing on revenue mobilization. It is very difficult to increase tax revenue when companies are distressed. And a lot of our companies are distressed.
So how do we get out of this? Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo thinks it comes down to one word: integrity.
He must have integrity.
Integrity.
Absolutely. Without that, forget about it.
Does the current leadership we have as a country have integrity?
Absolutely no.
The Nana Addo-led...
I say no.
They don't have integrity.
I say no.
Professor Frimpong Boateng says the country must prioritize advisory bodies who speak truth to power.
In some countries, there will be people behind the scenes from various backgrounds, political, ethnic, who meet and decide and say that, look, this is our country. We are not going to make it go down. And therefore, they help take decisions. I mean, and I don't think we have anything like that here. A body that is supposed to do that is not doing that.
Well, that's the Council of States.
Well, I don't know whether the Council of State is doing that.
We have a bit more for you on the 3 Business Thought Leadership series right after this. However, I mean, on the back of the big issue of the demand by the NDC for the Bank of Ghana governor to resign, a Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Dr. Stephen Amoah, has challenged the NDC in the minority in Parliament to provide specific details on the central bank's governor's wrongdoing before requesting his resignation. He argues that the bank's 2022 report does not suggest any wrongdoing.
Dr. Stephen Amoah said until a thorough investigation shows that the governor and his deputies are culpable of wrongdoing, the NDC minority cannot fault them for the financial crisis.
Central banks, reserve banks, all over the world are having problems, and they support the government or otherwise. to ensure stability. Why are they doing all these things? So they should back all these things with the needed legal whatever it is. And also they should check whether Bank of Ghana's financial statement does not actually reflect the international financial reporting standards, especially the NIE, whether there is materiality issues, whether the expenditures Bank of Ghana has made, there are no material evidence to underpin. We need further particulars. For NDC, they are doing politics. But MPP probably would have done same, which to me is not right. What have they done that they should resign? You have a situation where your fiscal space is badly in turmoil. So managing even these policies, economic policies, it hasn't been easy for the Bank of Ghana.
On the new Bank of Ghana head office, the Deputy Minister called for a paradigm shift requiring leaders to agree on common practices and accept realities in certain situations.
Who determines the priority of Bank of Ghana? First, we need to consider whether they've acted something illegal. I know they are quoting PFM Act, they did not contact Parliament and all those things. The PFM Act that they quoted, 2016, Act 921, Section 18, it states 3 conditions, under which, state institutions or the government even itself, upon consultation, will have to suspend fiscal rules and policies. What are fiscal rules and policies? They are the controls we're talking about. 1 is war, 2, natural disaster, 3 is health epidemic. We've gone through over 20 months of impaired productivity. Private sector sacked over 40,000 people. We had revenue shortfalls of about 12 billion. Government had to rely on debt borrowing. And because the GDP was not growing uncontrollably, not our fault, our debt to GDP went up.
He argued the crises being faced now are cumulative and accused the NDC minority of engaging in propaganda.
We keep on, whether NDC or MPP in government, each of them tries hard to undermine the work that the other person or other fraternity is doing just because of political power. Check all over the world whether this convention or practice is not done all over the world. Bank of Ghana has come out clearly to indicate the reasons, the sources, and the causes of all these exposures, naming marketable instruments, non-marketable instruments, and those of cocoa board.
In more news tonight, the Deputy Minister of Education, Reverend John Ntim Fodjo, says arrears owed the West African Examinations Council will be paid in tranches. He gave this assurance while touring some examination centers for the Basic Education Certificate Examination Centers in Accra.
Government is indebted to the West African Examinations Council, WAEC. According to the minority in Parliament, the debt is affecting the administrative functions of WAEC, as it is also indebted to invigilators, examiners and supervisors who conducted the 2021 and 2022 BEC. But the Deputy Minister of Education, Reverend Ntim Fodjo, assured WAEC of payment of the arrears.
Regularly, we remit them. In less than a week ago, we've made a payment of 50 million cedis to WAEC, and therefore, if that will not even fully cover whatsoever arrears we needed to pay WAEC, there are additional tranches that are also being worked on. So the public must be assured that our continuous relationship with WAEC is unabated, and that we'll continue to resource them and we'll continue to position them financially to continue discharging creditably the work we've asked them to do.
Government in 2019 introduced the new standard-based curriculum to replace the Basic Education Certificate Examination after 33 years of implementation. But the Deputy Minister of Education, Reverend Ntim Fodjo, clarifying the issue, said that there is no plan whatsoever to abolish the current system of assessing pupils in junior high schools, adding that the new standard-based curriculum will be no different.
EC will continue to be in place. There's no decision whatsoever to write off or jettison BEC. So that notion or that perception should be disregarded. We are going to have the same form as we've been doing. Of course, the test items each year will have it in a different format as WAEC determines, but the standard is going to be the same and is going to be reflective of the curriculum that we have put in place, what they have been taught. That is exactly what is going to cover.
He urged the candidates to give off their best, adding that there is adequate infrastructure to accommodate the over 600,000 students under the free senior high school policy. The BEC will end on Friday, August 11.
Now to a story that could have implications for Ghana. The World Bank says it is halting new loans to Uganda because its new anti-gay law contradicts the bank's core values. Homosexual acts were already illegal in Uganda, but anyone now convicted faces life imprisonment under the new law, which was enacted in May.
This is a development many Ghanaians will be interested in because of the ongoing LGBTQ debate in Parliament. The anti-homosexuality law in Uganda imposes the death penalty for what is described as aggravated cases, which include having gay sex with someone below the age of 18 or where someone is infected with a lifelong illness, including HIV. After deploying a team in May to Uganda, the World Bank released a statement on Tuesday saying the law fundamentally contradicts the World Bank Group's values. As a result, the World Bank says no new public financing to Uganda will be presented to their Board of Executive Directors, pending a review of the efficacy of new measures put up in the context of the new legislation. But Uganda's State Minister for Foreign Affairs, Okello Oryem, has queried the consistency of the move compared to other countries, describing it as unjust and hypocritical.
You're still watching News 360 on TV3. Stay with us. Right after this, we have more stories about the 3 Business Thought Leadership Dialogue series that took place today. Very poignant positions were shared. We have many of them for you right after this.
Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to demonstrate to you the superior properties of Flamingo paint as compared to other paint brands on the market. We take equal quantities of Flamingo paint and this ordinary paint. We then dilute them with water. And now, let the test begin. The gentleman on the left is going to apply the ordinary paint, and the gentleman on my right will use the Flamingo superior paint. As you can clearly see, Flamingo has the obvious better hiding. Furthermore, Flamingo has painted a much larger area. You know, 1 bucket of Flamingo paint is equal to several buckets of any other paint brand on the market. Flamingo paint is made with superior formulation to give superior durability, superior hiding, superior coverage. Flamingo paint, simply superior.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Choose Sukasa for the highest quality, luxurious townhouses in East Lagoon Hills. 2, 3, and 4 bedroom in a gated community starting at $40,000 in Accra, Ghana. Sukasa, building on trust.
Wait a minute, yo! It's on my nephew! Wow! This place has changed, yo! Yo, Ajwa, look at you all grown up, yo!
Some things never change, like Gino's quality recipe that gives my food that rich color, unique natural taste every time.
Smells good, yo!
Hey, sister, we did what Pupun San Kasa, just like I remember.
Uncle
Uncle, hurry up and let's open the suitcase.
Ajua, Chai, let me shrink one part.
Best jollof I've ever eaten.
Wow, this is real jollof, Mommy.
Gino dear, Emma Adriana de Ankasa.
Say Gino dear, Fieni. It's delicious, yeah.
This advert is FDA approved.
Are you tired of struggling with bad financial situations? At Quick Credit, we understand the difficulties that come with transitioning to a better one. That's why we're here to simplify the process for you. With loan facilities from 1,500 cedis upwards, all you have to do is call and we will take care of the rest. All you need is your national ID. No savings, no collateral, no susu, no deposits, and no account opening required. Quick Credit has you covered. Whether you're expanding a business, starting a new one, facing an emergency like school fees or funeral expenses, or even just in need of a salary loan. What are you waiting for? Call Quick Credit today. 0302 200 390 or 059 692 0833. We do not give loans via the internet. Quick Credit is regulated and licensed by the Bank of Ghana. Terms and conditions apply. Quick Credit. Lending made simple.
Whenever you fly to space or take your first step as baby, SoftCare always stays with you.
New SoftCare Space Series is rooted from space technology. Keeps you dry and comfortable for 12 hours long. Offers you the most effective protection during your space journey.
SoftCare. Protect your leap.
There are some moments that last forever because they happen only once. Like your very first day, your first day of school, your first successful bike ride. What's your child's next milestone? Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is here to ensure they smile through it all. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture has been keeping children smiling for more than a decade by relieving them from gastric pain, flatulence, minor digestive upset, and teething discomfort. Now, Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture. Auntie Mary's Gripe Mixture is manufactured and distributed by Ernest Chemists Limited. This advertisement has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Who no like chop money? They want chop money is here! Collect your chop money every morning at 10 a.m. by simply dialing *446# and select option 2 to play Day 539 chop money. Win 40 times your stake with Direct 2, 400 times your stake with Direct 3, and 20 times your stake with Direct 1. You can also pay your numbers to win big. You only pick your numbers from 1 to 39, so winning is easy. Dial *446# to play Day 539 chop money now. Dewa, have fun!
Hello again. In more news tonight, economist Professor Godfred Bokpin has stirred both attention and anticipation, suggesting that the country's current dire economic challenges could potentially be overcome within the span of the next 3 decades. According to him, the delay in the country heading to the IMF, crisis of the Bank of Ghana, coupled, among others, require serious governance reforms in the immediacy.
Finds itself navigating a stormy economic landscape as it grapples with a series of daunting challenges that have raised concerns among citizens, policymakers and experts alike, with some suggesting overcoming these challenges will be possible, but after 30 years.
We are a bit concerned about what happened now because of proportionality, right? In terms of magnitude, what happened in 2022 is an outlier. It will take us more than 3 decades.
You mean?
Right. You know, Ghanaians have no idea where we are and where we are heading towards. And if we don't ask for the right leader, you know, in all of these things, because leadership first failed, it is the governance failures that is manifesting explicitly in economic mismanagement, financial improprieties, procurement breaches, and the rest of them. It's the governance.
While the road to economic recovery appears steep and challenging, Ghanaians remain hopeful that concerted efforts and decisive actions can lead to the revitalization of the economy, but for renowned economist Kwame Pianim, until something significant changes, government will be putting the next generation in debt.
We are not going to be paying any of those debts until Nana Akufo-Addo is no longer president, until the Minister of Finance is no longer president. What is that? And my generation, who are borrowing all this money, and yours, you may not even be paying, your grandchildren will pay you. It doesn't make sense. We should sit down and say, how are we doing this?
For Environment Minister Professor Frimpong Boateng, equipping the private sector plus investing in human resource will be the way to go.
I mean, we talk about industrialization. I cannot see how we can industrialize without the involvement of the universities, the research institutions, the academic institutions, industry, and then commercial, for example, fabricators or something. I mean, they have these professional associations and so on. We need to mobilize them.
Coming up is business news.
Business segment is brought to you by MTN, Pepsodent Charcoal and Pepsodent Herbal.
And Pa Kwesi Asare is here to just do that. Today, I understand you're dissecting Ghana's economic situation. That's what I told. Dissecting Ghana's economic situation.
Yes, we did have a leadership lecture today. It was pretty good. Lots of commentary after that lecture series. So then I'll take you into it. And tonight we bring you a concerning assessment of Ghana's economic situation because renowned economist Kwame Pianim has raised alarm, declaring the country is bankrupt and smeared in a deep crisis. His remarks were delivered during the 3 Business Thoughts Leadership Series. There is more in the following reports.
In a startling revelation, economist Kwame Pianim has voiced serious concerns about Ghana's economic health. Speaking at the prestigious 3 Business TV3 Thought Leadership Series, Kwame Pianim minced no words as he described the country's financial predicament as dire, urging immediate action to avert a looming catastrophe.
The crisis we are in now, we've never been there before.
We've never been there before.
Never been there before. We are bankrupt as a nation. We are having it difficult to pay salaries. Teachers, nurses who have been to allowances are not being paid. We are finding it difficult to pay government bonds. You know, banks, insurance companies are asked to put their monies in government bonds because it's safe.
Yes.
Now it is not safe.
For his part, statesman Dr. Nyaho Tamaklo attributed the current economic crisis to poor leadership.
To me, what is happening now is a question of leadership.
It's a question of leadership, sir.
Absolutely leadership. A leader must, number one, know his people and know exactly what they want. He must have integrity.
Integrity.
Absolutely. Without that, forget about it.
Does the current leadership we have as a country have integrity?
Absolutely no.
The Nana Addo-led
I say no.
They don't have integrity.
I say no.
Taking his turn, economist Professor Godfred Bokpin supported calls for the resignation of the governor of the Bank of Ghana due to the over 60 billion cedis financial loss. According to him, the bank's moral authority has been undermined.
The optimal thing for the governor of Bank of Ghana was to have resigned long ago.
Absolutely. The governor should have resigned long ago.
You've waited too long.
Absolutely.
And that would have sent the right signal. You know, when he said that call the minority, majority, and the rest of them, you want to come to the table and say there has to be some trade-offs. We'll do some printing, but on condition that you're also going to do ABC.
Exactly.
This actually undermines the moral authority of the central bank in regulation and everything.
Meanwhile, former finance minister Seth Terkper criticized the Bank of Ghana's defense for the financial loss.
It is not a good defense. The reason I am saying that it is not a good defense is that if you recall, much of the non-performing loans, which occurred, were due to the Dumsor era, and we did ESLA. In fact, before we left office, we had started paying the energy sector debts with the ESLA amount. As we speak, ESLA has brought in 33 billion Ghana cedis.
The concerns raised during the 3 Business TV3 Thought Leadership series underscore the importance of fostering economic stability and growth. Bismarck Ausa, 3 Business, Accra.
Meanwhile, former Minister of Environment, Science and Technology, as well as Innovations, Professor Frimpong Boateng, has criticized government's industrialization agenda, beginning with the One District, One Factory initiative. According to him, industrialization goes beyond just setting up industries. He was speaking at the 3 Business Thought Leadership Lecture Series.
1D1F is not industrialization. You are setting up industries without linkages. You know, I mean, you can compare it to what Nkrumah did. If you are industrializing, you do things that will help you improve upon what you are doing in future, so that there will be linkages. Nkrumah set up a grass factory in Abosu, and he knew that he was going to get the raw material, the sand from Zima, which was quite close. But he did not have the time. Think about the Sanyo factory in Tema, for example. You just assemble radios without thinking about the next thing, building transistors and doing those things in this country. Then it is not industrialization. So if we set up a factory to process juice and you don't think about the next step, so what next?
Has once again to 43.1% in July from 42.2% in June. This is a 3rd consecutive increase since May. Now, data released by the Ghana Statistical Service indicates that the surge in food and non-alcoholic beverages inflation was a driving force behind the overall inflation rise of 55%, while non-food inflation settled at 38.3% for July 2023. There's more on this. Just go to our website. It's www.3news.com.
You are your own person, unique, one of a kind, special. That's why you deserve everything tailored to suit your particular taste, your preference, your needs. Just like MTN Just For You. You can get customized offers tailored to who you are. Dial *141# or use the MyMTN app to get to choose from a variety of offers made just for you.
Pepsodent introduces charcoal and lemon essence. The unique combination of natural essences whitens teeth naturally for you and family, because every smile matters.
New Pepsodent Herbal. Introducing a unique combination of herbal extracts in an antibacterial toothpaste for strong teeth and healthy gums that protects your family and you. Every smile matters.
Introducing the new Jamal washing powder with multi-enzymes that helps remove stubborn stains.
It has a nice fragrance. Not harsh on my hands. Foams easily. And removes stains well.
Oh, I still to be.
Ma, he brought 5 big sachets of new Jamal washing powder.
Yes, ma.
It really removes stains. It has a nice fragrance.
Yes, ma.
Then add 30 sacks of Jamal washing powder to your engagement list.
Hey,
Jamal.
Yes, ma.
New Jamal washing powder for cleaner, fresher wash. Your partner for clean clothes. This advert is FDA.
Oh, Maria, I'm still like a crack. Oh, like a creme is like, oh, Maria, bomba sherry.
The beer, Amelia Fakaka. So,
Amelia, Zumwa, Bedimuna, then I say, bam,
Mammy Halley, Manumbala,
and that was a video. Eat
a pomo tomato mixer, no.
When you come while you do, hey, nothing, why no?
Hey, pomo tomato mixer, pomo, no.
Charlie, no, I love coming.
If the jollof, no.
If the tomato mix, so Pomo no.
Pomo tomato mix aye, the natural tomato mix aye. Eye koko kama emupi. Fiber woni no wo munti. Ema wadua na ye destro kuma adamfofo ne abusia nyina. This advert is FDA approved.
Every child is so unique.
You like no other.
Outstanding in every way.
It's me like no other.
So anytime you walk and play,
you like no other.
You are special like Indomie.
It's me like no other.
Did you know that every child on the planet has their own unique fingerprint like no other?
You like no other. I can play the drums. I'm talented. It's me like no other. I can sing. I can dance. You like no other.
As well as their own unique talents and abilities.
I can cook. I can paint. You like no other. Indomie. It's you like no other.
So every day, in whatever you do, remember you are special in your own way, like no other.
Thank you, Mom, for letting me know I'm special and for making me my special Indomie. Thank you, Mommy.
Introducing Indomie beef flavor. Buy now.
This advert is FDA approved.
Sports segment is brought to you by Bell Pack Tissues.
Welcome back to News 360. Time now for sports, and Thierry is here to tell us something very important. Look, the league is about to start. This decision of 10% tax.
Why are you so aggressive, though?
Look, I'm campaigning for the likes of you.
But it's not because you have a personal interest in it.
No. You know I don't bet, but I want to learn how to. But the likes of you who are serial bettors.
Let's get into the news, and I'm talking about the sports right here on News 360 with me, Thierry Nyari. The Ghana Revenue Authority has issued a notice regarding the upcoming implementation of a 10% tax on all winnings from sports betting and lotteries. Now, this tax initiative is set to take effect on August 15, and Ghanaians have been reacting to the new change.
Your football analysis for her, your football expert for her. Our munim bomb yepa. And it's a Ghana Ben who say betting company no sika wom and as a betting sika woma. On creative group, Sika, ABR 1 billion. Now for almost at to bet in be. So almost mudia, scan your group na there. Na me be a me taxi driver be a me tonku baby a me once in the quarter bet also bet 10% or so. Sikana baba dem mobile money so obasanso at level or so. Me this kind of bang obasanso at tax or so. And this sikana me dey I hand the
For my side they are not good. What our flight I can't shop maybe 100 cedi. We can't say 10 cedi for topper. What you want show me? That one me I not go like. Sake of that, me I go show the stake bets.
Me you see every day they work. You see every day they online. So what these people they do no good. It left small. If you they go public toilet safe, they go tell you task. See somebody go struggle and sometimes if we they sleep, so we know they feel sleep. We they try everything possible. Say make we work get something. Then you go tell say they take 10% out of it. Then you go take the betting company to 20%, 30%. Very very bad.
Me tell you, my we go you want to watch 10%. Me not to go you. They know we money bomb betting when you go. Nine mobile money levi abonete. Eshe na. To bu te ba bom ma. O ba go e go ojo da ba e we ku nu. Go agba wona.
All right, so it looks like some officers have been affected, but former Ghana national team head coach Kwesi Appiah has called for patience from Asante Kotoko fans ahead of the new season. The former Black Stars coach, who will now serve as sporting director of the Kumasi-based club alongside new coach Prosper Ogun, believes the project will be fully established by the third year.
The intention is to give the coach the free hand and the opportunity to be able to express whatever he wants to impart on the younger ones. So I'll take this opportunity to plead with every supporter that they should all bear with us, especially the coach, that we are building a team
And the ambition is to make sure from next year, next 2 years, we should be competing at the highest level.
Now, Ghana will go into the 2023 World Athletics Championships without star sprinter Benjamin Azamati, who has pulled out due to injury. My colleague Yafo Sulabi looks at how big a miss this is going to be for the country.
Azamati's injury will be a big blow to Team Ghana's quest of winning medals at this year's World Athletics Championships, which begins this month in Budapest in Hungary. Now, let's put this into perspective. Azamati ran at the Olympic Games in Tokyo a time of 10.13, but could not make it into the top stage of the Olympic Games, where he would have been able to win a medal. At the Commonwealth Games as well, he ran and he finished 4th in the finals in a time of 10.16 seconds, and he also could not make it. And so he's been close every single time. He's also run in the Diamond League a few times, but has also not made it. This time looked like a really good time for him to run in the World Athletics Championships and get into a zone to win a medal for Ghana. But it looks like it won't happen after his groin injury has kept him out of the World Athletics Championships, which begins this month. Now, Azamati's injury would not just cost Ghana in the 100 and 200 meters, which he would have originally participated in. It would also cost Ghana in the 4x100 relays. Azamati is a strong member of Ghana's relay team, and that relay team got really close as well to winning a medal at the Commonwealth Games. Don't forget that the same relay team won gold in 2019 at the All-Africa Games in Rabat in Morocco. But now he's not there, and his place will be filled by Edwin Gadai. Gadai himself ran a sub-10 in Ghana at the Baba Yara Stadium earlier this season, and he'll be looking to replicate that form in Budapest when the World Athletics Championships begin. But it will be a huge task. Now that Azamati is not there, Ghana would have to rely on a young James Dadzi, who broke the 200-meter record running a sub-20 earlier this year. And also have hope in Joseph Odromenu, as well as Joseph Polamwa and Shaw Safuentri, who are also strong favorites in the 4x100 relays.
Now, if you're a keen follower of Chelsea, then you should know this, because Reece James will be your new club captain ahead of the new season. The England international replaces Cesar Azpilicueta, who left the Blues on a free transfer to join Atletico Madrid earlier this summer, and is eager to replicate legacies left by former Chelsea captains.
Super happy to take on the role and responsibility. I know I've got big shoes to fill. We've had huge captains here in the past. John Terry being one, Gary Cahill, even Aspie that just left. These are 3 huge captains, and yeah, big legacies at the club. They played here for a number of years. So yeah, I've got big shoes to fill. I've been at Chelsea pretty much my whole life. Captaincy as well is a great feeling for me and my family.
All right, and that'll be all for the sports here on News 360. My name is Thierry, and I'll bring you some more sports subsequently right here on TV3. Entertainment is next.
Many people think I get whatever I want because I'm a popular actress. But no, that is not true. Me Kasano, Adebia mi yebiano, me shishimpe papa no. And when I find it, I stick to it. My shishimenya Bell Pack tissues. Bell Pack ewe tea roll. Bell Pack tea roll. Soft, but not weak. Strong, but not hard. It is smooth. Me yusua, me hotome. It's just perfect. Same as the kitchen towel. Whatever, what me the papaye, what me soki, echimu esa pepa. One Bell Pack kitchen towel lasts longer and saves you money. It's time you switch to Bell Pack today. Say here pocket tissue, table napkin, tea roll, and a kitchen towel. Bell Pack is simply the best. It's just perfect.
Nothing feels so good like Bell Pack.
Water is life. Water gives life. Water moves through nature in a never-ending cycle. Observe the beauty of water as it flows all around us, refreshing and restoring. Gaze in wonder are the stillness and beauty of nature. There's harmony in nature everywhere around. Water revitalizes the body and keeps you going strong. Water is life. Water gives life. Drink Awake Purified Drinking Water. One for life. So relax and unwind, and in the calmness of nature, find the rest you desire. For every bottle of Awake you buy, an amount to be donated to the National Cardiothoracic Center. This advert is FDA.
Mami Musa was same yansa. Mo networks are mo use no. Embrahin and I'm recharge ya. Munyam faso everyone so. Ah, mabwa, kapre, way. And that's what you want. Muntian carbo di through. Vodafone say every Saturday a brevia over recharge from 5 cities El Cobiano. Assigned with seeking up to 20% amount back cash. Our Vodafone cash so. It shock you? What did you hear say? Over recharge. Say my Vodafone app. Vodafone cash. Credit transfer. Short code. Emubia. Uradia. Ba nedem. Ba edem.
Top up your airtime with 5 Ghana Cedi or more in Vodafone's demo promotion and receive up to 20% of your money back straight into your Vodafone cash wallet. Recharge and cash out in the Vodafone demo promotion.
Vodafone, further together.
Entertainment news segment is brought to you by Awake Purified Drinking Water, GTP Lifestyled, Vodafone, further together, and powered by 3 Entertainment.
It's now time for entertainment news with the evergreen, literally evergreen, Anita. Tell us about music in Africa.
Yes, so the Afrima Awards, we have some nominations in there. I'm seeing King Promise, Black Sherif, Stonebwoy, quite a number of them, so it's good for Ghana.
Okay.
All right, so let's get into the details. But before that, my name is Anita Ikia Ikufu, and the All Africa Music Awards, Afrima is back, marking a significant milestone as it celebrates its 10th anniversary. And over the past decade, Afrima has championed the cause of African music, recognizing and celebrating the immense talent in Africa. The 2023 edition of the Afrima Awards is here, and organizers have unveiled the full list of nominees. And notable nominees for the Best Male West Africa category include Black Sherif, Adekunle Gold from Nigeria, and King Promise. The Best Female West Africa category sees strong contenders like Thames from Nigeria, Jackie, and Tiwa Savage. Other nominees include Stonebwoy's Fifth Dimension album for Album of the Year and Eno Baroni in the Best Female Rap category. And still in entertainment, Bob Marley and the Wailers, legendary Jamaican musicians, have collaborated with award-winning reggae dancehall artist Stonebwoy on the 7th song on the album for the African Unite album titled Buffalo Soldier. In a remarkable fusion of musical legends and contemporary Afrobeats, the timeless melodies of Bob Marley, the Wailers, have found a vibrant new resonance through the transformative project titled Africa Unite. Well, let's now bring you some interesting entertainment tidbits from around the world.
Welcome to Entertainment Tidbits powered by 3 Entertainment. Canadian rapper Tory Lanez has been sentenced to 10 years in prison for shooting fellow rapper and ex-lover Megan Thee Stallion 3 years ago. The incident, which took place after the two attended a pool party organized by Kylie Jenner, left Megan with bullet wounds in her foot that needed surgery to be taken out. In December 2022, Lanez, 31, was found guilty of all 3 felonies relating to the shooting of Megan Thee Stallion, including assault with a semi-automatic weapon, possession of an unlicensed firearm, and grossly negligent discharge of a firearm. According to the prosecution, Lanez waged a campaign to humiliate and re-traumatize the victim and sought a 13-year prison sentence for him. Lanes' defense team, however, called for probation and a residential drug treatment program that would help the artist deal with alcoholism, which they say he developed to cope with childhood trauma.
I think sentence handed down was incredibly harsh. I have seen cases of vehicular homicide and other cases where there's death and the person still gets less than 10 years. And this case, to get a 10-year sentence is extreme. And really just another example of someone being punished for their celebrity status and someone being utilized as to send an example. And he's not an example, he's a human being.
Organizers of the annual Made in America Music Festival have announced the cancellation of the 2023 event. Due to severe circumstances outside of production control, the 2023 Made in America Festival will no longer be taking place, organizers posted on the event's website on Tuesday. This decision has been difficult and has not been made lightly, nor without immense deliberation. By Jay-Z in 2012, this year's festival was scheduled for September 2nd and 3rd and was set to be headlined by Lizzo and SZA, along with more than a dozen other musical acts. Organizers did not give any other explanation for the cancellation of the 2023 edition of the festival, but did say ticket holders will be refunded. That'll be all for entertainment tidbits. Do follow us on all social media platforms at 3entertainmentgh or visit 3news.com for more.
And it's a wrap on the entertainment news segment here as well. My name is Anita Ikia Ekufu. Up next is international news. Good evening.
A former rebel leader and politician in Niger has launched a movement opposing the military government that took power in a July 26 coup, a first sign of internal resistance to army rule in the strategically important Sahel country. In a statement, Rissa Bula said his new Council of Resistance for the Republic, CRR, aims to reinstate overthrown President Mohamed Bazoum, who has been in detention at his residence since the takeover. The announcement comes as diplomatic efforts to reverse the coup have stalled after the military government rejected the latest diplomatic mission from the African Union and the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS. 41 migrants have died in a shipwreck off the Italian island of Lampedusa. A group of 4 people who survived the disaster told rescuers that they were on a boat that had set off from Sfax in Tunisia and sank on its way to Italy. The 4 survivors, originally from the Ivory Coast and Guinea, reached Lampedusa on Tuesday. More than 1,800 people have lost their lives so far this year in the crossing from North Africa to Europe. Local public prosecutor Salvatore Vella said he had opened an investigation into the tragedy.
And remember to brush your teeth before you go to bed this evening and tomorrow morning when you wake up from bed with either Pepsodent Cavity Fighter, Pepsodent Charcoal, Pepsodent Herbal, or Pepsodent Triple Protection. Because with Pepsodent, every smile matters.
Yeah. And on that note, we bring the bulletin to an end. Thank you very much for watching. My name is Martin Asedu Date.
I am Portia Gabo. Good evening.
Pepsodent is aware that globally, 1 in 2 children suffer from cavities. That's why by giving her Pepsodent, you're not only protecting her teeth, but also helping her grow up and thrive at every stage of her life with a healthy and confident smile, so she can succeed and achieve all of her dreams. Because every smile matters.
This program is rated PG. It contains scenes of brief nudity, mild violence, and strong language. Parental guidance is advised.
This program is brought to you by
MTN Gluta White.